I do what I want.
But you got to send the link. That way I can do the same thing on mine. We're going to argue here.
We're live.
Greetings, infidels! Let's talk about the Gretsch, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about how big of an asshole that she really is with you and me. You got Bald Eagle here, Bald and Eagle. On my left tonight is the lovely
Honey Badger.
Ah! Welcome to the Eagle and Badger show via
I'm just
Salt and
gonna
Pepper.
be Biden tonight and just take a nap through the whole thing.
You want to sniff my hair while you're at it? But you're not in your basement. Yeah. Here, I'm going to give you some hair to smell. Go ahead. Take a big whiff.
No. Good Lord. Creepy Joe.
Creepy Joe. Got that throw my leg hair thing of Creepy Joe.
Creepy Joe.
Welcome to the Eagle and Badger show, everybody, as they're coming online, where patriotism goes and burps.
Live. Sorry. I had some really good pizza from Johnny's Pizza King today, but I'm really bleh.
From the Chinese Pizza King.
Johnny's Pizza King.
Oh, I don't know what that's at. Never heard of it.
Lord help me,
Jesus. Is it good pizza?
It's really good. I always get their subs and everything too, but I don't know. It's just really hurting my stomach tonight. So if I'm bleh, bleh, that's why.
Oh. You know what? Ham does that to me ever since.
Really?
Yeah. It's anything like the bacon. I love bacon too, but ever since I had the tumors taken out of my lower intestines, greasy stuff like that, the food just doesn't agree with me.
I feel like I'm just getting old. I can't eat good stuff anymore.
I know that happens. Just like Joe Biden, he has to probably gum it through a straw. Greetings, infidels. Crisco says, hello, Brian Buck. Fuckers Nest is here. Regina, so hot she burns. LOL. Hi, guys. Audra, Joshua Doyle says, Audra, you got to rub his head.
Yeah, it's like a Buddha.
I'm all for that. Which one? Let's see. Out in Nevada. Hello, Nevada. So, how much barf did you use after your pizza?
I feel like I hate that. When you get sick, you eat something and you're just kind of better off if you just go barf anyways instead of trying to hold it in. You're I know I'm going to feel better if I just throw it all up again, but.
Well, I meant after you watch the DNC.
Oh, well, they make me barf all the time. I can't watch them. Indigestion. No.
Yeah.
I feel like they've developed ulcers over this.
What did you have on your pizza?
Just pepperoni and sausage, which is really weird. I never get an upset stomach, and now I'm just
That's good because I was gonna say if you had mushrooms, they're gonna come out like BBs after watching. Oh, look at the all-star cast of has-beens and holdovers they have on the DNC.
Are you really watching it?
No, I'm just looking at the updates. I watched about. It's about 5 pounds. I think I saw a boot come up. I threw up so much that I figured I had to. Let's see, day 2. They got a picture of Slick Willie on here. Is he talking there? Oh God. Joe Biden, Bill Clinton, and occasional Cortex, aka Ocasio Cortez. Jesus H God, you got Forgetful Fred, you got Slick Willie, and you got the bartender leg spreader. I mean, I'll tell you what, that's about as bad of a lineup as the Pittsburgh Pirates.
I'm kind of just it's got to be the lowest IQ. I'm done.
You know,
you ever get to the point where you're just I let it burn. We're done. Let it burn and we'll rebuild.
Yeah. It'll be a nice flat country all the way from Maine all the way to Alaska.
If you people are electing these people, we have no hope for our country. It's done.
I mean, you got to be ultra dumb to vote for Ocasio Cortez.
Oh my gosh, she's so stupid.
Yeah. she is really a dunce. I mean, I'm
Oh,
sorry. Yeah, it just doesn't work. I don't think there's. I think she's about 2 beers short of a 6-pack, is what she is. And sometimes I wonder when she'll have a press conference, and even her audience members are like, it's like the clown car show of last night. They just ask some of these insane questions. You're the one that wants to eat the babies. You heard that one, right? You saw that.
yeah, but I mean, I could see some crazy liberal doing that, but I guess that was actually like a major troll. But did you see the way like AOC responded to it? Like if I'm like holding she's like,
I know.
Uh-huh.
She's like this.
So crazy, get up out of my press conference or my meeting.
I know. She's just sitting there like, oh yes.
Okay.
I really understand. Yes, I understand.
Yeah.
You go ahead and be the weirdo woman that asked the question, and I'll be AOC.
What? Oh yeah. We need to eat the babies. We need to eat the babies. Yeah, she did the whole time. She's like, I get it. Yeah, So yeah, it was a big troll, but like AOC was totally down for it.
I totally understand. We're gonna write that into the green. We're gonna write that into the Green New Deal's bill. And I promise you, I will sling bartender beers right down the. Eat the babies when you don't got enough to eat. Gonna shoo the children.
Eat the babies.
Eat the babies. Welcome to the Steve Miller Meets Salt and Pepper Hour. You see what the DNC does to normal, average American patriots? Yeah. Mm-hmm. They make us like Crazy Eddie commercials. They are insane.
It feels like they like drill into your brain. It's like, what are we really this? We have fallen this far as a country that we're electing these people.
What gets me is they've been saying the same horse crap for the last 35 years. Only now half of it's here, and that's what's sick. It's like,
You really feel like your brain is eating yourself sometimes when you watch these people.
Correct.
Your brain's like, what are we watching?
Yeah. It's insanity.
Yeah, my brain hurts watching these clowns. Like, we just... is there really any words to explain it? It's like...
There is. Marjorie Isro is buying a shirt tonight. Just wanted to give out that shout out to Marjorie. No, you can't say Marjorie. It's Marjorie Isro.
I don't have any energy to make my tongue do that right now. Sorry.
We should sing Marjorie. We'll get that set out to you tomorrow or the next day, Marjorie. I do have an event to go to tomorrow, but I will make sure I get that out ASAP for you, ma'am, and I will finish up that transaction for you as soon as the show is over. Tim Lesk, or Haskell, for those of us in the non-dyslexic speaking world, and Crisco. Look at that. So she's on the fence for who Calrissian got for a teacher. You know, it's honestly because I think they're all going to start online like this anyway. It's going to be, now class, recite after me the 12 rules of Alinsky tactics. First,
I'm actually excited. Scarlett, I don't know if I feel sorry for these teachers. Let's go with that. But they've always given Scarlett the same teacher that Lillian had. Mm-hmm. So these poor teachers are stuck with my children. Like one after another. But
your children are very smart.
They're smart, but they're too smart. They're like, listen here.
I've noticed,
but I'm actually excited because I really like Lily's 5th grade teacher, so that's kind of cool that she got Mr. Rodriguez. So
Mr. Rogers.
Rodriguez.
Oh, Rodriguez, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
No, you know what? Lacey's been very lucky. She's had 4 great teachers in a row. Okay. And it isn't so much the teachers are just like any other worker. 1, they are essential. 2, they work. And 3, they put up with 30 kids for 8 hours a day. So I fully empathize. However,
oh my God, right? Mm-mm.
it has to be as awkward for them to be looking at their class, and you know when they do their Zoom meeting setups that their feeds go sideways, and then Lacey's carrier pigeon mouth goes all chipmunkish, and she's like, and yeah, and after a while, that stuff just gets frustrating, and you know you know what? Christy said he got a male teacher. I think a male teacher and at that age bracket is a good idea. Elementary school teachers that are men, it is sometimes hard only because they usually get high school. But a lot of these families now, these kids don't even know who their dads are. You know, the families are broken or the dad was, left or whatever. And I think it's good to have a male role model in a young child's life, because it does, not to sound like, men study the blackboard and write 10,000 times, I will not ever vote for a Democrat. No, but it's just a different way. And that's probably why I always got to coach something, or I end up teaching something.
Yeah,
are you getting any feedback from your end?
No.
No? Okay.
Like, what do you mean? Like echoing or something?
Yeah, it was just kind of coming through like a feedback on mine. I wanted to make sure. It must be my earphone.
Who knows anymore? Yeah, no, I like Mr. Rodriguez. And you know me, like, I'm very skeptical of public school teachers, but Mr. Rodriguez is like one of the best I've seen. Lily, as I explained before, Kentwood Public Schools kept pushing medication. You need to put her back on her medication. And Mr. Rodriguez was like, we'll figure this out. Like, I might have to work with her a little bit more. I might have to tutor her a little bit more, or let her stand up in class. But he did it. He made it fun and interesting for her. And I'm super excited, because there's not very many teachers in the public school systems anymore that really care about their jobs. And you can tell he does. So I'm super excited about it.
You know what? I think it's a good thing too. Yep, he said, hey, hi, Mega Bride. What's up, Eagle? What's up, Maurice Delk? I like that name. That's a good name, man. Maurice Delk is a good name. Yeah. Maurice Delk kind of sounds like like a second baseman's name. Now batting third for the New York Yankees, Maurice Delk. I like it. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. It's me too.
Oh.
I'm looking at the other feed to see if I can kind of pick up on anybody else. What else we got going on? What do you got going on? As he would say in Pittsburgh, how you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? We got Antonius Semlarius Maximus on here. Hello, Antonius Semlarius Maximus. Remember, I'm looking at the secondary feed, so I can cheat a little bit now. Oh, wait a minute. There's Caitlin Bennett. She's watching too. Hi, Kate.
I love Caitlin.
She's so sweet. You know what? She went sideways on that mask stuff way back.
Did she? She
did. She was one of those stay indoors for the rest of your life types. But you know what? She's very, very strong, good patriot. And she was, she was, right? She was the girl that wanted to open carry on Kent State.
Yeah, I'm friends with Caitlin. She's helped me up with a couple of different situations I've had. Yeah, she's awesome.
Yep.
She's awesome.
She a good lady. Got Diamond and Silk on right now. She's watching President Trump. I think President Trump is giving a speech. Remember he did that one time? He won up the debates and held the fundraiser for the wounded veterans. And it's like, he should do that. He should have a rally right now. Okay, every single day of the week.
That would be great.
In Michigan.
Piss them off.
Yes.
I need a Michigan rally. I need something. Like, I'm in this blah period where I'm just like, let it burn. Let it burn.
Okay. So here's what we got to do.
You know what I'm saying? You just get in those periods where you're just like, guess what? Y'all are on your own because I can't do it anymore. And then you go, damn it, I can't leave.
Well, sometimes when the badger's tail droops, you just got to shake her like this and say, stop it, badger. See? Yeah. And then she gets good again. And it's like, see, now she's laughing and smiling. See, it's much better. There's the dimples we know and love.
I'm smiling because I'm planning your death in my head.
How dare you plan my death? And how do you know what I'm thinking? Because I know what you're thinking.
Boobies. You're thinking about boobies. You're always
Of course.
thinking about
Well,
boobies.
yes, you read my mind. Damn it. She's right.
Yeah.
So, you know what? And
So the Eagle and Badger are full of crap tonight.
The Badger wins a free Eagle and Badger shirt just for guessing that right, because she never washes her other one.
I actually just folded it and put away. So
just put it on. Why fold it? I never fold mine. It goes in the dryer, comes out right on me.
You're so funny.
I know I am. Audrey, let's all ski. Hey, Audrey, how are you? I have to give a shout out to Audrey. Audrey always catches the pre-promos almost very much last. She's like, "Hi, Eagle," and I always feel bad because I'm usually putting the little header on it, whatever. I'm sharing it to other pages, and I always go back and I'm saying hi to Audrey. Rarely do I give her a nice live shout out. Audrey Bukowski! Audrey, let's all ski. I love that girl. She's a patriotic rock star. Julie Vrujink. That's a good name too.
Virgin.
So I was asked today to give some ideas about what I think about how the Trump campaign is going, and any ideas to help them. And that was how I started. And I feel really bad because what you have now is you have a lot of these folks in Michigan that are getting involved in the Trump campaign. And of course, you have several great patriots that follow here that are involved in it. But the question always comes up about signs. And I usually get them in a garage and I'll keep feeding them out. And they're like, do you have any ideas that we can do? Because they're not getting much direction from the upper echelon.
Well,
you know.
There's the problem. There's a problem. Are we talking about the official Trump campaign or grassroots campaign?
No, the official Trump campaign. Hi, Dennis Thomas, the Alabama Slammer. By the way. Alabama Slammer. Go ahead. Tell them what you think they should do, Badger.
Well, the official Trump campaign needs to take advantage of the grassroots and get the stick out their butt and let people be people and let people do their jobs.
And let Trump be Trump.
And let Trump be Trump and let patriots be patriots. Listen, I love Trump. I will support any individual that works for the Trump campaign. I, however, have chosen to do grassroots Trump campaign because the Trump campaign here in Michigan right now is ran by a bunch of swamp monsters, and they're throwing their own people under the bus, and they're setting up their own leaders to fail, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous, but we've been through that before.
To those of you, to the 6 of you that I talked to today, what she just said. Again, that's twice now you've read my mind. Because when I talked to them, I said, what is struggling now is the complete. You have so many great workers on this campaign, and they're all asking the same question.
Yes, you do. My God, there's some amazing people.
And they want to help. But, since the local person that headed has moved, there are folks that are kind of like just assuming charge or being in command, and they have to learn how to lead. But the bottom line is this system is really not conducive. It's not a bad system. The Advantage Plus system is not a bad system for canvassing. But if you have folks that you see how technologically I am at best. For somebody who wants to go out there and go door to door, put up the signs, or talk to their neighbors, or hold neighborhood watch parties, things like that. Go to a park, have your meetings, gather your friends, meet at the coffee shop, do whatever you do on grassroots. They're not getting any direction from, like you said, the little wagon circlers up at the top. And I flat out told him, I said, it has to become a direction going that way. I wish I could still do it. I just don't have the time because right now the show consumes a good half of my day.
Well,
and then, of course, you have to take care of the kids.
Yeah,
well, I mean, we're grassroots, but yes.
It came to a point where, man, there was a lot of us back in November who started with Trump victory, and we built the teams up, and they decided we weren't good enough to run the teams that we built, booted us out, got people in. Now, listen, some of the people they got in are very, very good people, but
Sure.
they don't. Some of them are from out of state. They don't even know the people that they're trying to organize. They,
Correct.
and so my suggestion is, if you want to stay with Trump victory, go for it. Don't expect a lot out of it, and don't expect a lot of guidance out of it.
Right.
You're very much going to have to do it by yourself.
Bingo.
Which is why, again, I choose to do, like, I'm a board member of the Kent County Trump grassroots organization. So what we're doing is we're doing the thing that the Republican Party lacks right now is fun. Like, let's be honest. You go to a liberal, rally, they're having fun. They're dancing, they're listening to music, they're having fun. It's actually fun. Republicans, we want to sit in a room like this. Hello, my name is Audra Johnson. You get what I'm saying? So if you're going to do something, make it fun.
Right.
We're doing boat rallies. We're doing our Metro cruise got canceled here in Grand Rapids. So we're going to do a MAGA cruise. Bam.
There you go.
We're doing a classic MAGA car cruise.
Yep.
So make it fun. Make sure
Correct.
people, the things, especially this summer, the stuff that we're missing out on, make sure you're replacing that with a MAGA event.
Right.
Patriotism should be fun, and especially, I
Yes.
had more fun I would say it was at least a year and a half on the Trump campaign of 2016 than I ever had with all the other campaigns I've worked combined. And the thing is, it should be. And yes, people will call you names sometimes. That happens. But it was fun. It was like a roller coaster ride all the time. You were tired, but you had worked and you knew that it was like an engine, man. It was like that Trump train was rolling, and the Democrats or whoever, or one of the other GOP
what they took out of it this year.
Correct.
They took the fun out of it.
Yep.
They took the Trump victory campaign took the fun out of the campaign. They took essentially Trump's, I don't know, the feeling of Trump. They took out of it, right? They took the patriot, the grassroots movement. You didn't have to be perfect in order to be a part of last election's campaign. You just had to be you and love your country and want to get Trump elected. This year, I don't know what happened, but this year it was just a complete shutdown of anything.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still the rule now, but when I was involved with them, you couldn't even go to a grassroots campaign or a grassroots party or a grassroots event. They didn't want you to have nothing. It's like,
nope.
This is very much the president that was built upon. This presidency was built upon grassroots and patriots and normal everyday citizens.
Correct.
And you've taken that completely out of the campaign. So have fun. Whatever you do, have fun. Have a karaoke night. Or drinking. We had a drinking with Donald, so we got a big cardboard cutout of Donald Trump and met at a bar and had some drinks.
You mean the one behind you?
Yeah, it's this guy. Whoop!
Yeah,
there he is.
behind you. There he is. Come on, yay! He's going to have a drink.
The president is the man.
He is. What's he holding? Is he holding your Pokemon ears?
No, he's not holding anything.
Oh, I don't know. It's the thing in front of him. Looks like can't tell what it is. Looks like he's holding the badger on his shoulder, so it's crawling up the shoulder.
Yeah, well, you didn't know President Trump walks around with a little badger on his shoulder?
He
misses me when I'm not able to be in Washington with him, so he's got a little badger.
Maybe that's why he's been so boring for the last 4 months.
Yeah. I'm not there to be like, let's go, dude.
but Robert Sam Kennison, there he is. Oh, Nikki Darling, there she is, my darling Nikki. But thank you, Nikki, for having Christy Cooks back. Christy had asked what MAGA was, and the thing is, that's it happens. It's a legitimate question, and people will get that. We always have to remember back where we were, and it's like when you got folks that come in to this, like the questions that a lot of them ask today. It's like, where do we start? All right, gathering. You find your folks, you bring them together, and then you move forward with supplies. You must. There's nothing you could honestly say that is wrong on the Trump campaign. You don't want to be
too impetuous at somebody's front door, or you don't want to be swearing at somebody.
It depends on who you ask, but yeah, I get what. Listen,
Sure. You want to walk up and say, "Hi, my name is."
Yeah.
Icky Slim Shady, things like that. But you can make it fun because Trump is fun. I mean, you will never have more. It's like going to a Metallica concert loud when you go, and you always laugh. And, it's like Trump 2016, man, things that I like best. I like laughing and boobies. You will not laugh more or see more boobies than the Trump campaign. It should be that way. That's the way the world is. And you go and you enjoy it, and it's fun, and you're amongst people. Yes.
Yep, that's why you get so frustrated with the Trump campaign in Michigan. It's because they've taken everything that is Trump out of the Trump campaign. It's frustrating.
I agree.
It's totally frustrating.
I want.
Like, have you met our president? I mean, have you watched a speech by our president? Like, he's not politically correct. He's very much up in your face. Like, if you didn't know he was a millionaire, you wouldn't be able to tell he was a millionaire. You know what I mean?
I know. He is you. Sorry, I put my hat down because the thing is glaring in my eyeball. I have to adjust my light. But Trump speaks like you do when he's being Trump. And I'm thinking next week you may see that part of him boom. Okay,
come back out. Good.
He needs to. It's like Trump. It's like Donald. It's 2020. It's okay to come out. Okay. We're not going to judge you. Okay. You're safe. All righty. But dude, go back to being Donald Trump.
Right. And the campaign needs to get back to the people too. Right. I mean, okay. Yes. The GOP is a great place, whatever. Go on the street and meet the people, change the people's minds. A lot of them have all these ideas in their head what Trump represents and what Republicans represent. And it's not going to change until we are in their face going, hey, I'm Audra. Let me tell you about the most wonderful president we've ever had. And then they can say, well, now he's a racist. And you can say, not true. But you can't have those conversations if you're not with the people. And again, there's been this wall built. For some reason, I'm not a political campaign expert, but they built this wall between the campaign staff and the people. And they're making a huge mistake. But the grassroots, us as citizens, we can change that. We can still get out there and talk to the people and have fun.
And even those that are kind of on the fence, I think have come to admire his fortitude. Nobody has taken more of a beating than that man, and he keeps coming back.
Right.
Nikki Darling says on his shoulder back there is a beaver, not a badger. Is that Stormy Daniels back there?
Damn it. I told them both to not do that in my office, but they won't listen.
You know what? That's when it all began. They couldn't Stormy Daniels him to death, okay?
Yeah.
And honestly, finding out that Donald Trump slept with an adult film star is like finding out that Mike Pence didn't. Honestly, it's not going to blow your mind. This is not anything. And then they try to impeach him. And now they're going to throw COVID. Okay. It's a systematic Alinsky tactic. So what Trump needs to do is take a Fred Flintstone-sized bat and go, whoa, just like that for a month. And just wail away like Captain Caveman on these bastards because they are now destroying what was once at 3.5 years in, okay, rebuilt. I mean, the best economy we have ever had, ever.
Yep.
Now, stock market's on the rise, but you see them Democrats hanging on like this to drag it back.
Oh my God, and then they turn around and blame Trump for it, and it's like, what?
Right.
Trump didn't shut the economy down. No. Y'all did.
we say it a lot. If they would have never labeled this virus as what it is, they would have found something else and done the same shit is what they would have done because this is all planned. It's one thing if you have a virus and that's it, but this is a snowball effect. They would have found a way to say that gray airplanes in the air are somehow dangerous, or that the recent meteor showers are going to end the world. It's all Trump's fault. I mean, seriously, it's a pandemic. Period. At this point, no more. No more.
No more. You just say no.
And Trump needs to say it and just say, go back to work, guys. Come on. Open up, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Live your lives, because life is not about how long you live. It's about what you do while you're living.
Alive. Yep.
Right. And a lot of this stuff is just not living. It's ridiculous. People are so angry with each other because they're, one, bored and frustrated. So that comes out that way. But two, now they get scattershot. Okay, you get weird stuff. You see what happened in Portland?
What time? There's always something going on in Portland.
No. Well, last night it came up, and then the motorist was pulled from their car, kicked really hard.
Yeah, I did see something, but he got killed. He died, right?
Right. But then a report came out, and they said, no, he's not dead yet. This is what's going on with your media. They're telling you one thing and then changing it the next, then changing it the next, then changing it the next, and the next. And people have got to investigate what they are hearing, almost to the point of overkill now, because the media is lying
out
to
of
you.
his car, right?
What's that?
He did get pulled out of his car and beat, though, right? I mean, that's bad enough.
Yep. And he died. From the last reports that I've heard, that he died. Marjorie brought that up on the pre-promo, and that is not America, folks. Did not we learn from the era of Rodney King?
Yeah, but then we go back to the fact that people that peacefully see, it's like they back you into a corner. Now, I am not condoning rioting and beating people in the streets, but when they arrest people for peacefully protesting, it's almost like they're putting the message out there like you don't have any other option but to riot, because you can't peacefully protest. You can't petition your government, So, I mean, I'm not condoning it, but it's like, what other option are you leaving people when you take away their voice? Like, I'm not condoning it. I don't think you should do it. I would never do it, but like, you're arresting people for peacefully protesting. So
exactly,
they
arrested for peacefully protesting, and the folks that are out there protesting on the other side have no fucking idea what they're even protesting about. Because the bottom line, it does no good, frankly, to take out your anger at whatever government institution that you perceive as oppressing you against a fellow citizen. None.
Yep.
However, by it being condoned for this long, people are now thinking, oh, it's okay to do that.
Yeah.
It's like, and what gets me is the fact that I totally agree. Every color's lives matter. Okay, period. What you just said,
right.
Do it peacefully, have your say. That's America. But when they stand idly by and allow this destruction, and it's no longer destroying the windows of a building or somebody keying a car. This is now life. And this is also now to the point of it's like attack from all sides, and just pure unadulterated hate is what it is.
Right.
And
it's hatred, and I'm sorry, it's racism. Here's the thing. We hear these horrible stories coming out, and it's horrible no matter, especially when it's children, right? So it's horrible no matter what color the child is. But like Cannon, you know who Cannon is. He was just murdered, right?
Yep.
Guy came across the street.
5 years old.
The guy comes across the street, puts a gun to his head, and shoots him, right, for no apparent reason, while his sisters are watching. Now, this was a tragedy, no matter what color the skin of the child. But let's imagine, just for 2 seconds, if this had been a white man who had done this to a black child. There would be riots in the street every day. But nobody holds the value of life anymore. It's only a crime, or it's only bad if it happens to a black person now. Doesn't matter, guys. A child is now dead over a senseless act of violence, yet we hear virtually nothing. Nothing. Right. And it infuriates me, because we've become so incredibly divided in this country, where we've got Black Lives Matter marching in the street if, they perceive that the cops have killed a black man. Yet we've seen black children all over the country be shot senselessly, at some of them at Black Lives Matter rallies, and there's crickets from these people. And it's like, well, no, Black Lives Matter only matter to you, and you can blame it on a white person.
Yep.
Let's get real down and dirty. Okay. That's the bottom line. It only matters to you when you can put a label of racism on it. I care about every single child that's been killed, every
Correct.
single mother and father, or, auntie, uncle, whatever that's been killed, because we have a huge problem with violence. Not gun violence, just gun violence, but just violence in general. But when you start going, I just don't like the whole, like, it only matters really to them if it's done by a police officer. And it's like, what the hell is going on, right? Like, it just infuriates me.
Yep. And it's to the point of now where people have become numb to it. You turn on the TV, oh, another one. How many children have died in the city of Chicago?
Oh my God, yeah.
Right. And the thing is, that is something that has been going on not just recently. This has been going on since I was probably Landon Calrissian's age. Chicago has always been a titanic, corrupted mess. Period. Right. People don't value human life. But if they were struggling then, it is now 50 times worse, because now people are like, oh man, what's next? It's happening so quickly, it becomes numb. And we forget the fact that the families involved, their lives are destroyed.
Right.
Okay? Not just the loss of the life of a child, but that is a pain that you will never replace. Okay?
I know. Ever. Like, can you imagine these parents? Especially, like, I was reading Cannon's story, and his father held him in his arms, screaming for help as his child bled out. And I'm just
Correct.
like,
could you imagine that?
Right. No, right. I couldn't even imagine. Like, losing a child's bad enough, right? Like,
right.
But can you imagine just being so helpless as your child dies in your arms?
Because that's all you want to do at that moment. You want to die.
Right.
And that man, the father,
his cousins and his sisters that watched this happen. Like, I'm just so infuriated, because it's like, it's racism. It's absolute racism to say one person matters, but the other one doesn't, based on color. And correct. I'm so sorry. Call me racist if you want. I believe all lives matter. Not just black, correct. Not just white, or green, or purple, or brown, whatever. All lives matter.
Correct. The word all, it means all. Not some, and not this person, this, that. All. The word is A-L-L. All.
All.
Look it up. That's the thing.
But yeah, we're racist. We're racist for saying all lives matter.
Right.
No, damn it. I think violence and murder is wrong, no matter who's the perpetrator.
But
and
we
need to be treating those equally across the board, and we're not doing it. The sad truth is, it only matters if a white person perpetrates the crime. That is the sad truth.
And what is also the sad truth are these millennial punks, okay, that are out there screwing around, breaking shit. Yep. Well, we're not understood. We need help. Okay, we need intense psychotherapy to help us with our anger and crap. Do you realize that Mr. Anderson's son, remember him, the one that was killed in the autonomous zone out there? I think it was in Washington. Yeah, that man, just to function for the rest of his life, is going to need that, because all he probably wants to do right now is hold his son with him. This and Connor's dad, same thing. To just survive from now till the end of his life, he's never going to remember the pain. He's going to need. That's what I have a great respect for psychologists and psychiatrists. I have an extreme disdain for those that use it as a party game to say, well, we have to understand this skateboard swinger's anger. No, we don't. Okay, that's the parents' job. Where the hell are the parents of these punk kids out there breaking shit? That's the problem. And then now they're going to hide behind, well, we're just angry and emotional. Angry and emotional means an outburst. You're yelling or you're kicking something that isn't a human being or somebody else's property. So you can do that all you want. But when it gets to that point, you're a fucking criminal. And that's the bottom line. Taking these kids, especially these underage ones that are out there doing this stuff, you should be holding them as accountable as the parents. if the parent is permitting their child to be out there, hold the parent liable for assault.
Yep.
And you
yep.
make that little underage 17-year-old victim out there swinging a skateboard at a cop, hold the parent liable, take their house, and teach them, you're my kid, you're going to do what I tell you, because I'm the adult and you're not. That's what parents are supposed to do. But you see them running around. I mean, you think it's bad now? What are they going to do next time? What are they going to do when COVID 21 or 22 or 69 or COVID 1999? Let's party like it's. What are they going to do? It's never going to get better until you say, that's it. That's enough. No more. None. Because all lives do matter. Black, white, brown, yellow, red. Pick another color. Purple, polka dotted, Filipino, Andorran, French. Right. I don't care where you come from. I don't care who you sleep with. I don't care how old you are, male, female, whatever. Don't matter. All lives matter.
Isn't that kind of the truth? It's like, I don't care what color you are, what your sexual orientation is, what religion you are. I don't give a shit.
Correct.
Just don't hurt anybody and don't destroy anything. That's it. That's it. I really don't care. I would have disdain for a white man that shot a child as much as I have disdain for a black man that shot a child. Right. I don't care what color you are.
Who was it up here? I mean, it's like, there you go. Robert Kinnison brought up Jeffrey Dahmer, white guy, sick, twisted, freak. Okay.
Yep.
Ted Bundy, Charles Manson. Okay.
All sick, nasty people. They're horrible.
Correct.
I don't look at him and go, oh, well, he's white, so what he did was okay. Hell no, I don't. Correct. I don't care. You are one nasty, evil person if you can go around taking lives. I don't care what color you are. Taking lives or destroying property, or, it's just like, I don't care. When I see stuff like that happen, I don't look at the color of the skin of the person. I'm like, that person is an evil person.
Right. And the other person
it doesn't matter.
Is a victim. And what gets forgotten is the victim. Everybody till the end of time will remember Jeffrey Dahmer's name. Can you name one of his victims?
I can't.
Right. People, they glorify these insane monsters. And it's time we returned it back to hanging on the courthouse lawn, upside down, Mussolini style, and let the bees and the flies and the maggots eat that corpse until its bones fall through the chains that they're hanging from. Because there is you have to be insane to kill somebody in cold-blooded murder. So then they cop some plea to some jerk defense attorney who's going to sit there and say, well, they were insane. You better be fucking insane if you kill somebody. I don't care. Fry them. That's the bottom line. You get them out of society and you make it televised and you say, this is what you're going to get if you do it, and you teach the lesson.
Well, and it's just sick. It's so, our society has just become so sick. Like with Canon, the very few news media outlets that did do a story on it, you go to the comments and there's people, I'm not joking, I almost threw up when I read this. There's people that are like, finally there's some white blood spilled and Black Lives Matter. And I'm like, what is wrong with you people? We're talking about a 5-year-old that was shot execution style in front of his sisters.
Right.
And you're screaming, yay, go you, Black Power. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's become so insane in our society. I would never, ever, like, I can't even imagine being that evil in your heart. Like, how are you that evil that you're going, yay, 5-year-old was killed? Like, what is wrong with you?
Right. And you want to try to fall back and say there's hope for those folks to grow up and realize, because we've all done this. We have all said things and done things that we regret in our life. It just happens.
I've never celebrated a child dying.
Never. But you know what I mean. We're not. That is a sociopathic or psychotic tendency, is what that is. Yeah. Why aren't they locked up? That's what I'm saying. That person who would say that on social media should be found, locked up and throw the key away until that nut is in some rubber room going drooling on themselves in a straitjacket because their brain is twisted. And I don't care what color you are. You value life. Man, I'll tell you what, that interview, and it's going to forever burn in my mind, that Hannity did with Anderson about a month ago.
Oh, I know.
I'm sitting there, and I don't cry that much, but when I cry, I bawl like a baby. But his father, 50-year-old African-American, and he didn't know where his son was for 2 weeks. It was a heartbreaker. It's probably the best interview that Hannity, who isn't a bad interviewer, by the way, ever did. And if you can't empathize, regardless of whatever color,
what color you are,
breaking it down to color is now, it's like the Crayola box. Okay, we got to take the blue one out and put it in the 64 sharpener in the back and stick it back in. And here comes the white one. Let's sharpen it here and break it in half. Oh, here's the black one. We got to set it over here so that the white one and the black one are opposite sides of the box. No, you always put them together because they are your basic colors. But if you're breaking it down in Crayola terms, you watch how a child colors. They blend all the colors. They use them all.
Yeah.
They are color blind individuals because
that's kind of
all their crayons matter. And as human beings, it don't matter what color we are.
Yeah.
Valuing human life, because if you cut the arms, we're all bleeding red.
Well, in Black Lives Matter, I don't think they said much now about that kid getting killed. That's what I'm like. That's what infuriates me about this whole Black Lives Matter movement. Black lives only matter to Black Lives Matter when it's a white person perpetrating the crime. It's so ridiculous. My husband, who's African American, he has something like a 600% more chance of being shot by a black man than I do. And it's because black on black crime is so serious and so out of control in our country. Black Lives Matter needs to be focusing on that. We need to be getting into these communities and lifting these people up, not telling them that you're black, you can't do anything with your life, and the white man hates you. That's destroying their communities. That's destroying their self-worth. And yet we hear virtually nothing out of Black Lives Matter when something like that happens. Or when a 1-year-old's being killed in a drive-by shooting. We're not hearing about that because they can't encourage people to riot over that.
Right. Now, here's the point. Okay, now I'm going to say something very controversial. You ready for this? Okay. Black lives do matter. I know that. I've said it a million times, as do white lives. However, who the hell do you think is funding Black Lives Matter? They get a river of dirty money. Okay. Yep. African American community, listen up, because I looked it up. Guess what the color is of the vast majority of the liberals that are funneling tens of millions of dollars into this organization are?
White.
Right. Welcome. Exactly.
Because they want you to destroy yourselves.
That is the problem. These corrupt individuals, these multi-billionaires, and then you take a look at who else they've donated to. The Clinton Foundation, the Bush Foundation. These people are in bed together looking. Jimmy alludes to this a lot. The corporation of America basically are funneling money to the top. Half of 1% of the entire country does not make what these people have.
Right.
They're putting their money to destroying and completely separating its people from the elite. Okay. And what they're doing is they are now, they're making us all slaves. And that's exactly how they went through it in the past. I mean, honestly speaking, come on. How many plantation owners of the South could there honestly have been? Yet, I bet you the slaves outnumbered the plantation owners 100 to 1 in all the way it was. However, the plantation owner kept them oppressed, stupid, and poor. And it depressed all of them and kept them in like a mouse trap.
Yep.
And it took away their ability to think. And that is how you control them. Does it sound familiar, like anything that's going on right now?
The biggest one is fear.
They feared them. Right.
They keep the population under control by fear, and every single one of y'all that wear that mask,
Correct. And it's very
got
sad
you under their
because and Nikki darling, back me up, girl. The whip has been replaced by these masks. That is what it's a symbolic thing. The fear of it controls you. And it's extremely sad when the media plays into the hands of it, but they're owned too by the same people. And they will not tell the story of innocent children who die because these power-hungry monsters at the top are controlling 98% of the population of the whole country. And you might have 45%, maybe 46% that really truly are caring and passionate about getting this country back on track. The other 50% are asleep at the wheel. Wake up, or we're all going to be on a plantation.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what it is. See, the leftists never truly left slavery. They just understood that they couldn't present their idea as the traditional plantation slavery. We see it time and time again throughout our history. They're always finding new ways to keep you under their control. Correct. They're always finding new ways to make you depend on them for food, for shelter. It's the same thing, guys. And it absolutely infuriates me the way they play minorities, because some of the most intelligent people I know are African American, Hispanic, Latino. And to watch the left go and tell people you can't make anything of your life because of the skin you were born in, or make them feel somehow inferior because the white man's keeping you down. Well, in order for the white man to keep you down, that means they've got to have some superiority over you. So it infuriates me that they go into these neighborhoods and they take these amazingly intelligent children and they just implant this idea into their head that you can't be anything because of the color of your skin. And I'm sorry, Democrats, that's racism. You're just wrapping it up in a cute little bow. And it makes me so angry because it's just like, you are taking a whole generations of people and just telling them you can't be nothing because of the color of your skin. And that just, oh my God, it's just absolutely the most heinous thing you can ever watch happen. And yet, when you say you're a Republican now, oh, you're racist. I'm the racist.
And that is also why these extremists grow up to harm or just walk up and shoot a 5-year-old kid, because they have been devalued in their own life. They have been, that is the oppression. If you want to go ahead and stand up, BLM, stand up against them, because the police are there to protect you, okay, as they are the white people, or as they are the Mexican people and the Hispanics and every other race on earth. Bottom line is, it's the upper 1%, upper 1% of 1% is what it is, that no matter what your color is, you will never be as rich as George Soros or Jeff Bezos or the Obamas or the who's the other ones out there, the Bushes. You will never be, ever. Okay? Why? Because they are the untouchables now. They have played the political oppression game for so long that they are out of even screen range now, while the rest of us are sitting here doing this, shrinking like I don't know, like water in the desert, because there is they have crushed initiative. Initiative is what drags you up out of poverty. Yep. Not everybody can be born rich. Not everybody can be born poor. Some people are born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Others, a silver foot in their mouth, like Bush was. Okay, that's the key. Those jerks must be held accountable, because where does their money go? They donate to these causes. They ain't doing shit for anybody. And these ultra rich, George Soros, the man has more money that if he truly wanted to say, hey, I am George Soros, I'm going to walk with my entourage, and I don't know if he can walk anymore, and go in and say, I am going to live in inner city Detroit and put $20 billion into the city and put it where my liberal mind is. I'm going to go in and fix it and say, here you go. And then when it works or doesn't work, he has made his jaw, his money where his mouth is, and then he learns accountability. However, if he's just sitting there doling out checks and saying, go do what you want to do, he's like this pot that stirs the kettle, man. He's sitting there witch and brewing it. Let's keep him all fired up.
Well,
And just
that's
keep
the
sending
thing.
out checks,
If
and he just
they
gets more and more powerful.
If they took the money that they used to fund these riots or fund these rallies
Bingo.
and put it into the Black community,
Sure.
I don't understand, because I'm just like, huh. I mean, they spend
Right.
millions of dollars on some of these campaigns. Go help a poor Black family. If you really want to make a difference, go help a single mother. Go help a struggling school district.
Correct.
Like, they take this money. They don't want to help anybody. They
Nope.
want more power, and they know
Right.
how to get that power is to destroy the American structure. They knew this back in the 50s. They came out and said, we need to divide America somehow. How are we going to divide them? Let's do it by race. Like, it's all there in black and white. This is what they need to do in order to destroy us. And some of y'all are falling right into their plan. Right into it.
Now,
And
I'm
then,
looking up
let's see.
this.
Pam
Let me ask you
says,
this question. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you a
Pam
question.
says,
but-
and once
Yep.
they have destroyed all the cities, do not think you will be safe in your homes in the suburbs. Exactly. Because that is next. If they are not stopped, they've already said that's next. They've come out and said, we are coming for the suburbs.
And Bezos is another one.
I don't see.
You know,
Bezos.
Jeff Bezos, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
What about him?
Founder of Amazon and he's liberal. So here is my question to you. All right.
Yeah.
Take a guess as what Jeff Bezos' net worth is.
Oh, I don't know. Billions.
That narrows it down to about $1 billion. But take a guess in the billions.
30 billion.
More.
100 billion.
$188 billion. He could spend $187 billion, okay, of his own money. He could probably rebuild all the Rust Belt cities, okay,
Right.
by himself. I mean,
Yep.
what is it, $1 million a road? And was it a million millions equal $1 billion? I don't know. But if you did that, then I would sit there and listen to your big fat liberal mouth all day long. But they are
Exactly.
just right. He is living off the interest now of what he's making, only because you can't spend it. If you had $1 billion in the bank, the interest will compound faster than you can spend unless you're buying baseball teams and sports cars every 5 minutes.
That's the thing too.
Right.
We look at the facts, and the fact is that conservatives, this is a fact, liberal friends, conservatives give 10 times as much of their money to charities than conservatives do. Yet we always, conservatives give more than liberals do. Sorry. Yeah, we always hear liberals screaming about how conservatives do nothing to help anybody. And it's like, well, wait a minute. We're giving 10 times as much to charities than you guys are. So who's the one who's not helping? Who's the one who's not contributing? It's just like this whole virtual signaling party. And it's like, you guys are like, we're doing this and this and this, and we're so offended, but we're the ones that are actually doing the work. We're the ones that are taking our hard-earned money and saying, we're going to give it to charity. Y'all aren't doing that.
Nope.
It's this whole, it's like the more you're offended, I guess the more virtuous you're supposed to be in the eyes of liberals. Like, I just don't get it anymore. And I don't get...
And they care about the poor. They care about the poor.
No, they don't. They don't
But
give two shits.
well, they've said it about 600 times in 2 days already. They care about the poor.
Then why do conservatives outgive 10 to 1?
Right, but because the Democrats care about the poor.
No,
They
they don't.
You didn't know that? They care about the poor, and they do. And you know how many times I've heard that every day since I was probably able to think, because I just cannot believe how dumb the same ones are that keep falling for it. I mean, I am 50 years old in November of this year, And if I know that line every year since probably about 76, when I was able to, I was 6 years old and probably watching election returns, and then you get 80, and now you get 84, and you can start to think now, and then you start to vote at age 18. And of course, the Republicans are all evil, rich, and the thing is, and the Democrats are all for the poor. I would like to know somebody who's my age, okay, that has been helped financially by either party to make a true difference in your life because they don't give a shit about you. You are the little man or little woman supposed to be quiet and obedient. Just obey.
Well,
obey
as far as policy goes, though,
wait a minute. I ain't done yet. They are not caring about you at all. Every time they pass a bill, it costs you more money. You could restrict all the bills from being written for the next 5 years. There's enough laws on the books, just enforce what you got and stop this spending, and then you give a tax dividend. They won't. Why? Because the poorer you are, the more controlled you are. Now I'm done. Go ahead.
I will say, though, if you look at policy, now the organization like the GOP, we know sucks. We know they don't care about people. But as far as policy go, Republicans are the ones to give tax cuts. They are the ones to want to budget. The Democrats it's so weird with the Democrats, though. It's like in Michigan, where we sat down, the Democrats, Republicans, we sat down and we agreed on a budget, which was incredibly crazy that we were able to agree on anything. And Whitmer went in and slashed a bunch of stuff. And nobody knew, you know what I mean? Everybody was like, praise, hail Whitmer. And I'm like, she just cut funding for childcare, for veterans, for seniors. Like, how can you claim that this woman cares about people when she's cutting from the people that need it the most? The real problem is we've lost the ability to research anything. The sad reality is that most of the time, people turn the TV on. Somebody says, hey, the sky's pink. And they go, all right, somebody on TV told me the sky was pink. Let's go. You know, like you were saying, even if the most trusted news network reports something, you should still be doing the research on your own to find out what the actual truth is. James said state police is defunded. That pissed me off because she defunded the police and then expects the government to hand us off funding for police. Girlfriend.
Yeah. You know what they need to do? They need to take every single thing. I'm sorry, if you truly want to go ahead and have people only figure it out themselves, everything in 1965, 66 during the Great Society, no more payments. You're on your own. If the government will not do its job, and if they're defunding everything, then all spending should stop immediately. That's it. That's it. No more.
Yeah.
And then people will see exactly how they will stand around like they did in Katrina when the floodwaters washed up to their neck saying, save me. Or, they will sit there and they will just wait, knowing full well they live a quarter mile from the San Andreas fault line. And then they're going to be mad because the governor couldn't do nothing to prevent the fucking earthquake that cracks the California, soon-to-be island, off. If you know it, why? Because government will save you. They care. They care so much about you. Badger, I'm a politician. I care about you. I do. I love you, Badger. And if you do everything, and if you do, and I do, and if you do and say everything that I want you to say, I will subsist your life. And but you can't ever want to be anything more than you are right now. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you what you can say, and you're going to walk the way I tell you to walk, and wear what I tell you to wear. But I'll go ahead and give you your little diminutive lifestyle. If you just
I'll offer you everything you ever need in life. All you have to do is kneel before me. Fuck you. I would rather live in a cardboard effing box than have to be like this subservient, like, bitch boy to the government. sorry for swearing, but what other word is there for it?
Badger, if you kneel before me, I'll give you everything you need. But how you like them apples? But no, that is what politicians do.
Badger coming out. Ah!
I can't come out with you. I have to give you my tassel here from my graduation. But no,
But the badger misses her penguin.
I know Lacey got the oh, did I tell you what happened today twice? Yes, I get the penguin. Lacey wanted to sleep with the penguin last night, so I gave her the penguin. But Lacey was in with her grandfather in Meyer, and she won the claw game, and the hook goes down and picked up, and she had it lifted, and it's coming over, but it got caught in the tag, and it's sitting there dangling away. And the store manager comes over, and he's shaking it, and you can't get it off of there. He goes over and says, you know what? Go and pick one out of the toy aisle.
Aw, that was
They gave
awesome.
her she picked a $13 little puppy, and they spent $1 in the claw game that she won. Now, this kid's a pretty good claw game player, but
Right.
I forgot to give the DeWitt Meyer a shout out today for being very nice to my child and my grandfather, or my father today. And that was a great story. She goes, look what I got, Dad. And then while I was up at Tailgaters, everybody always asks where I do my live feeds because I get better internet up there. The DeWitt Dunkin' Donuts is on Airport Road. It's right off the interstate. First exit 84, I think is what it is. That's where I do it from because you get really good 5G. But the thing is, what is it, about 5 bars, 5G. You get 5G there. But no, their service there is impeccable. The place is clean. Prices are great. You got if you wanted to buy, they got top shelf liquor there. It's a gorgeous, well-run convenience store that is extremely polite. And that is how it's supposed to be. And they never give you any crap about the mask, ever. If you want to wear it, you wear it. If you don't, you don't. They're not one of those ones that sits there and says, well, you can't come in here. How dare you? Not once. And I will support them. I go there and I get a Diet Mountain Dew in the morning, and then I'll get one in the evening. And they're like, "What you hear this morning?" I'm there at least twice a day. Why? Because these are people giving service the way service was meant to be given.
Yeah.
Politicians, the only service they're giving you are lip service. And they now have all of us on our knees in front of them. That's what they're doing. Or bent over and taking it the other way. The bottom line here is, well, is your life getting any better for the last 7 months, Badger?
Hey, you know what? No, that's an interesting question, though, because has my life gotten more difficult? Yes. But have I ever felt more free in my life? Mm-mm. I celebrate the fact that I am one free effing woman, and I will stay that way no matter what the cost. So difficult? Yes, absolutely.
Sure. That's fine. But it sure as shit ain't cheaper. And the thing is, the government's job was intended to get out of the way and allow you to live your life knowing full well you have self-control and self-autonomy. Okay. Now it's controlled autonomy. Take my Eagle and Badger shirt and put it on 2 strings and dangle me like a puppy. That's how they have us. So even though we know what it feels like to be free, it's only because so many others aren't. And we're seeing other people lose what they took for granted for so long in their lives because people are like, oh, well, it's always going to be open, nothing's going to change, and blah, 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 blah. And then it changes. And what do? They automatically comply to the new norm. And I'm essential. Look,
I mean,
the new norm
you kind of
sucks.
got to feel sorry for those people, though, because I give it a couple more months and I can see some really good information coming out where it's going to be like, oh, wait a minute. So it's going to come out that, yes, they were lying to you about COVID. And your dumbass put the mask on while me and Clay walked around without a mask on. So,
and we lived our life at least as best as we
could. That person, right? That person that goes, oh my God, they fooled me like that. And I'm going, ah!
But this is why, where the hell have they been? They've been fooling the world since Kennedy was shot. Okay, that's the thing. I mean, single bullet theory, my ass, Arlen Specter. No, it ain't that way. And the thing is, they can do that then. They can do it again. They will do it again and again and again. But to what gain to be fooled? Oh my God, I was fooled. Will enough people wake up then and say, no more?
Is that what it has to take? Do we have to? Because it's never ever going to be what it once was. Ever. It will never go back to being 87 or even 2007.
I
Or,
think we're gonna
when we got along.
We're gonna find this great. I think we're coming, like, this is sort of like the tough, being prepared, and it's gonna get tough, and it's gonna get real tough. But I think in our lifetime, we're going to see this great awakening, and I think it's going to be absolutely beautiful. We're not going to see it completed. I think it's going to take generations to come. Maybe like our great grandchildren will be able to fully, realize it. But I think we're going to see this coming era where we're going to have this great awakening, where we're going to start treating our country more like a republic. I think it's coming. Do I dread what's in between now and then? Absolutely, because you don't know. You don't know if enough people are going to wake up and it's going to be a peaceful transitioning, or it's going to end up being blood in the streets. But I do believe within our lifetime,
but there's already blood in the street.
Right.
What I'm saying,
but I do believe in our lifetime, Clay, I don't think we're going to see it fully realized. I think that's going to be generations to come. But I do believe we're going to start seeing this where, no, it's not going to be the 70s, because even in the 70s and the 60s, there was this mass corruption. I do believe we're going to start really getting this great enlightenment of the true depth of the good versus evil in this country. Because remember, listen, Republicans are a little bit better than Democrats, but there's still a lot of evil shit going on behind the scenes, right? There's still a lot of evil. It's not Republican versus Democrat. Right now, I think it's good versus evil, patriot against Marxism. I really think we're going to start seeing the Republic coming back. And it's going to take a lot to get there. And it's going to take a lot more patriots than we have right now, but I have hope for that. I have hope that our children and our children's children and their children are not going to have it as hard as we do. But that's only if we can start it saying enough is enough. Like you always say, it's enough.
No more.
No more. Yeah.
I think the first thing people have to do is realize that neither party is going to fix it. I agree with everything you said after the fact that the Republicans are any kind of better than the Democrats. Yeah, maybe to an extent, but the lesser of two evils is now so infinitesimal. Okay, it's impossible to tell the difference. Okay, it is not like they aren't in bed together. They are. You know what they are?
Yeah.
They're a bunch of Mary Madelines and James Carvilles. Okay, you got Miss Rhino Republican and a guy that looks like a space alien, and all they've been doing for the last 30 years is making more freaky looking babies. Making rhinocrats is what they're making. Okay. Here's the point. Those parties, the same river of dirty money, I'm glad you like that, has been flowing through those parties for years.
I just realized, I just like pictured like a animal with like a donkey's head on one end and an elephant trunk on the other.
Correct. Right. And that's exactly what has been going on. And I'm sorry, I had a conversation today with a couple great patriots, and I told them, I said, I know who I'm voting for president. Okay, I know that. But I never truly viewed Trump as a Republican anyway.
No.
He's always been more right. He's a patriot. He is a populist conservative. He is a businessman. Okay, that's what he is. And right now, he's going through a tough time for the business. First 3.5 years, it sailed along like a cruise ship. Now, okay, got to get the ship righted again. A businessman can do it. A politician. Could you imagine if Jeb Bush was in charge of this bullshit?
Oh, God.
It would be gone. Gone. Right.
My 4-year-old has more spine than that, man.
Exactly. And he is representative of every other single rhino across the United States.
Yeah.
So with someone like Trump, who has you can't buy him. He could just, what he should say is like, look, guys, if you don't get behind what we're gonna do, you're on your own. And just say, I'm gonna take my $10 billion and my beautiful wife, build a wall around an island somewhere, and live there in paradise for the rest of my life, because he can. Yep. But why why would he want to do this if he didn't love his country? That's the whole
Exactly.
essence of patriotism. He loves his country. So the
Yep.
time he puts in and the amount of, you know, the man only sleeps 3 hours a night.
I
Okay.
know.
Right. And he doesn't drink and he doesn't smoke. He is the picture of health at his age.
Yep.
And he's always been a playboy. We know it. However,
Right.
he had nobody's ever going to convince me. Oh, he just wanted to be ego and sell more hotels. That's dumb. Okay. When people say that, they are so stupid. It's amazing they have the functioning brainstem enough to vote.
Well, it's jealousy too. Like I
Right.
watch these liberals talk. Yeah, and I'm just like, you're jealous. Like you're jealous of this. Listen, yes, Trump was born into money, but that just makes him even more impressive because he could have just been like, I'll be a trust fund baby and not do shit with my life. He could have, and he would have lived a very comfortable lifestyle.
Sure.
But no, he's like, no, I want to build my own empire. Here I go.
Yeah.
You
He could
know,
have gone and he could have gone and been a Vanderbilt. I mean, honestly, aside from Anderson Cooper, anybody related to the Vanderbilts done anything?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what makes him so impressive because he's not like us where we have to work or we don't eat.
Right.
He could have sat on his butt and done nothing and he didn't do it. And that's what makes him so impressive.
He's a builder.
Yep.
And it's when you have this situation where I never once saw Trump as a, I mean, yeah, he's been a Republican, he was a Reform Party, a Democrat, and a Republican. That's kind of how it's gone. He doesn't care. He even says it himself. He goes, the politicians are useless to him. Why?
Yeah.
Because he used to buy them off. Here you go. You need $10,000 for your campaign. Here you go. And you're going to do what I tell you. That's the game.
Well,
However,
and most of us are like, it's either you're a Republican or you're batshit crazy. You know, there's not very many options.
No. And the thing is, it's when you have an option like, okay, I'm going to vote for this kind of rhino Republican in whatever the hell district Ocasio-Cortez runs, or Ocasio-Cortez. That is like voting for anthrax or cancer to be injected into your eyeball. It does not make any sense at all. And when you get these token candidates, that's what I call them. People that run against Shifty Schiff or Maxine Waters or Bernie Sanders. Sure, they put a Republican on the ballot, and the person has about as much chance of being president as I do. Okay,
right.
Or being senator of Vermont. Honestly, it's like, why don't people realize that? Oh, we talked about term limits last night until we're blue in the face. But
yeah,
that is the whole, they want to be lifetime politicians so they can get houses given to them and write their books and make their speeches, and they don't do a thing. And I'm sorry, I've seen it a million times on both parties. I am ready. If someone says, hey, what kind of party you want to start? A constitutional patriot party is what you want to start. People that are sick and tired, and you find them one by one. We
could be like patriots of the Republic Party. Oh!
Or the Badge Eagle Party.
The Badge Eagle Party. That's it. That's it. You guys want to join the Badge Eagle Party?
Yeah, Badge Eagle Party, or it goes better. See, Eagle and Badger, when we did that, it just sounds better than Badger and Eagle when you say it. But Badge Eagle sounds good.
We're starting the Badge Eagle Party.
Or you could even cut off the DGER in Badger and the EA and make it the Bagel Party if you want.
Hey. Fat girls everywhere love it. I approve.
A bagel in every pot, and free unicorns, and we'll go ahead and get Vermin Supreme to give them out. You know, at our first rally.
That will be our party animal, a unicorn.
Yeah,
the unicorn is the official party animal of the Badge Eagle Party. I'm loving this. I'm loving this.
And then what you do is you seek out folks that probably never had political aspirations, and you start with one. This is why when the libertarians were really on to something, I could never figure out why they didn't begin grassroots. You're not going to ever just go from being a party that has 11 seats or whatever they have across the board, and these aren't congressional seats. These aren't senatorial seats. These are like drain commissioner seats. Okay,
right.
But what you need to work hard in an area and say, I'm going to run as a libertarian, and you get 1. Then you get 3 the next time. Then 3 becomes 6. But they never did. Not since 1970. They keep running some idiot to try to be president. They're the We Want to Be President party. And I love the libertarians, man. The classical libertarians are what the Republican Party should have become.
Yeah.
Okay. They're mostly disaffected Republicans that are sick and tired of the Republicans becoming basically Democrat-like is all they are. But now they've gone, and they need to get organized because they were the third great hope to destroy the two-party system. Then a Reform Party for a while, but Perot was a weirdo, and then they just fell apart. Like a cheap suit. But you don't have people who are so. Oh, well, we have to vote Republican. We give the election to the Democrats. You may have to do that for a while, guys, but the people still remain in the United States. That's the key. And you have to go door to door to door to door to find them and say, okay, so the Democrats are going to be in power for the next 15 years. And you slowly build and you circle and you can. You yelled at me one time for saying conspire, but that's exactly what the Patriots did that founded the country.
I didn't know what you were saying conspire. I just know there's some liberals out there like this waiting for us to be like,
good.
On the FBI, they say conspire.
Good. Hey, liberals, you like that word? It's called fucking conspire. Look it up, you jackasses. I don't care what I just said because you know what, liberals? If you don't know what the word means,
somebody's out there like,
good. I know. Yeah, that's how they look, like Gretchen. But the bottom line is, you must team it up, and then you organize it, and you get people to the polls to sit there and say that. But then you have to watch those polls. That was a big question that came up today. Is what do I think about the mail-in ballots? I think it's already a foregone conclusion right now. That thing is going to be so corrupted that they may not call that race for a month.
Well, and again, it comes back to what we keep saying. There's a whole branch of our government missing that those in power don't want us to realize we have. We, the people, is a legit branch of our government. Yep. It doesn't just mean we go and vote and that's it. It's completely out of our hands. No, there is so much more. Do your research. There's a whole branch of government missing. They work for us, which means we get a say in what they're doing to us.
Correct. And we must have a say because we, the people, includes all.
Yes.
That's the whole game. The special interest in PACs. I always tend to get lured back into that argument. Well, let's start a new PAC and like this PAC page that I get sent. Oh, it's like, why? Why? I know you have to have political action committees to fundraise for your campaign. But if you think that every dollar that's raised by a PAC goes towards helping that campaign win, you're a fool. Okay?
I won't donate to the rhinos. I mean, I want to help Trump. But I'm not donating to the RNC and all that shit. Hell no. both PACs, all sides, okay, or all PACs, both sides are corrupt. Period. Yeah.
Because the money, when you sit there and you see the amount of money go in to fund, I don't know, pick a losing candidate's campaign that we recently know. I don't know, Meg Whitman in California or Bill Schuette here. We're not talking a couple million. We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars. How hard is it to get your message out with $200 million?
Because Bill Schuette used it on his plastic ass face. Have you seen that, man? Hello, I am Bill Schuette.
Dennis says, run for office. If I ran for office and had that kind of money, I would start 2 years early. And I would go door to door to door myself.
Yep.
All day long. That's all. And then I'd stop, give my soapbox speech, and keep going and keep banging on doors. The whistle stops.
Oh my God. You should run in 2022 with me and Shelly. Can you imagine them shitting their pants if all three of us got in? They'd be losing their minds. They'd be like, oh my God. God, that would be great just to see their faces. They'd be like, no.
But see, we need to get a third in there. Maybe like Nikki Darling. We could pick her up as well. Or Marjorie.
Well, there's three. Oh, yeah. We could do 4. Oh, my God. We could do 4.
Yeah.
And then we could be this anti-squad.
No, what you basically have is Trump and his other 3 wives. You know, so I'll be Trump and just do my thing, be my blustery self.
You know, Rita Gold will love.
Oh my
me
God, they'd be
as Trump.
crapping themselves.
And then you have my first wife, my first wife Badger, and my second wife, you know, Marjorie Israel, you know, and then third wife, Darling Nikki, you know, and things like you just do that. And Shell Bell, you know, she's my fourth wife to be. And then of course,
first wife, it's fine.
yeah, yeah, and that's all you have.
My God, the GOP would you would be able to hear their heads exploding on election night. It'd be like pop 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 pop.
Yeah, it would be the guns they would aim at us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so we're at an hour 25 minutes. We promised
we are.
We did it.
We went over 2 hours last night. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna get it back to about an hour. Once we get back to school season, folks, it's gonna be an hour-long show. Yeah. We appreciate you watching this tonight. Hopefully, it was a fun show because we started off singing some Salt and Pepper songs. Let's talk about the Gretch baby. Let's talk about the wretch that she be. Let's talk about how to get her the fuck out of Michigan because she makes me sicky. La 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 la. Jesus.
Wait,
Man.
la 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 la.
La 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 la. I didn't get the scratch. Spinderella cut it up one time for me. Like that, yeah. Spinderella was a good DJ. One of the best. Look it up, Spinderella. She's a good
Okay.
Push it. Guys, we love you. Thank you for watching Eagle and Badger, where patriotism goes
Live.
Make sure you
And
go.
like.
Wow. She's getting her cues down, folks. Pretty soon we'll have to have a hard break where we can go ahead and have a shameless promotional for our advertiser, which would have been the empty Ice Mountain water bottle today, brought to you by Tasty, sold at Myers, and the number 8 and 9. Okay, was today's episode of the Eagle and Badger Show. Guys, we love you. Please bring your friends. Thank you all. I was checking it. We got a couple live. We have a
Was
couple
that the
live.
year you graduated? Hold on. That was the year you graduated?
Yep.
I was
Why?
3.
I know, and that's the last year your brain stopped functioning too. See, that is where you are. So you stop.
Whatever, old man.
Did you just call me? Oh, she just called me old man. We love you guys.
I did.
But yep, I've seen a couple other folks sharing. Thank you guys. We were being watched live in Las Vegas. Love you, Las Vegas. Bring me some Carson City. Love you, Patriots. I had a ball. Nikki Darling, she's doing on her page. Thank you, ma'am. You are the very, very best. And we love everybody else who's been liking and following this page. We're growing very quickly now. We will trim the time frame down. We know that. We're going to discuss weekends. As we get close to back to school, we totally understand folks have families. By about the 8:30, 9:30 mark, you're rushing to get your kids into bed if they have let her back in the schools. But please go and now we can do it. Ready? And
Share and follow.
Sharon Follow page. You know, I used to know a person named Sharon Follow.
Never mind.
I did. No, Sharon Follow was her name. Sharon Followers was her last name.
Okay.
Followers. That's kind of a cool name. It's kind of like a guy named Justin Case, you know. Hey, it's a good name. Justin Case. Justin Case married Sharon Follows, and they walk down the aisle together in wedded bliss. Guys, we love you. Eagle and Badger Show. Going live tomorrow night, 9:30. Enjoy your Democratic barf convention. Okay?
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.